How far do y'all want to trot? A long way? Okay, we're going to try this, and if we don't like it, we'll change. Okay, you're going to trot until you're even with the judge, and then walk. There again, you want that down transition. So I'm going to go ahead and move over a little bit, because I think I wanted a little more trot. Trot a curve and line until you're even with the judge. Stop and do a 90 turn. Trot halfway. And walk a circle to the left. And continue to the judge. So in reference to this circle is pretty tiny, so be sure that you put that placement exactly like that shows. And then you're going to stop and set. Now, talking about places for you to make extra credit is in the setup. We used to kind of put the setup and the inspection together. Now we are totally separating those because this kind of comes from the halter. So you want that setup to be ideal. If you're not square, for me, I'm not sure with everybody, but you're not going to get a 0 if it's not square. Now, it doesn't matter if you take a little time and have to move a foot or two, if the communication with the horse is there. So as long as that horse is responding and trying to figure what you want, then that's not going to deter from you getting credit if you get a perfect setup. But you've got to have a very nice setup for any kind of credit. Okay, and this is where I do the inspection. Okay, okay. And then after the inspection, she's going to back 1 horse length. And then do a 270. And trot away. Be sure you complete that 270 before you depart. Don't make it questionable to the judges whether you lifted the pivot foot because you departed too quick. I mean, you can't stay there forever, but don't turn and take away because it can be questionable where that horse picked the foot up. Okay? And that's a severe penalty. Here again, we're looking for that communication, that willingly controlled of the horse, the body language of you and the horse together, the communication that you have as a team. And that can't be developed with your trainer doing all the work. You have to practice it. Okay, so we're going to do the amateur walk-trot, extended walk. Those horses' back toes should be almost hitting their front feet at the extended walk. Very good. And stop across from the judge. Do a 270. Back up. That would be about 8 steps back. Extended walk halfway. Down to the walk. Good. Then a small circle to the left. And this is showing how much communication you have with that horse. Where that horse is following you, it should be following you by body language, not because you pull it around and have contact. Straight to the judge and stop and set. Okay, then the inspection. And then a 270. An extended walk out. There again, be sure that all the feet have stopped before you depart. When you do your turn down there across from the judge, be sure the feet have stopped for a split hair second before you start your back. You don't want us questioning whether there was a lift or not. So she's going to extend the trot toward the center of the pattern and stop and do a 90. So the extended trot and stop and do a 90. Okay. Then she's going to trot a square corner and then come down to a walk and walk a small circle to the left. This is really showing your communication here. Right here, if you can get where you can do that walk and that horse just stays right with you and you don't have to get ahead or behind, you can really get some extra credit on those circles. Then she's going to do a loop, an arc, and trot back toward the center of the pattern. And she should stop across from where she did her original stop and in front of the judge. She's going to do a 90 and walk to the judge. It was good. Yeah, pretty good. And stop and set. On your inspections, you want to be crisp with those, but don't be real fast. Don't be out of control fast. Don't be real fake, okay? We're looking for the precision, the execution, the union of you and your horse. You're showing your horse, not yourself, okay? Okay, so she's going to back one horse length, do it, and then do a 270 turn. Okay, and then she's going to trot away, and you are finished when you pass the marker, but be sure you're past the marker. Okay, here again, the marker's on your right. Okay, so you're going to trot, walk, trot, a slight turn, another slight turn, and come down and do arc. You're going to stop and do a 90-degree turn and walk. And then trot, square corner. This is like right where she was right before that marker. Then she's going to stop. Back one horse length. Be sure you do at least 4 steps. And she did a 90 and trotted an arc back to the judge and stop and set. I like that one. She'll have the inspection. Then after the dismissal, she's going to do a 270 and trot away. And there again, the pattern's over at the completion. Now, one of the tough little spots in this, which seems pretty simple, but is that trot, walk, trot. So when you start out and you want that trot to be even cadence and rhythm the whole trot, and you want that to go down to the walk, there can be no halfway in between. You can't be walking and the horse trot a step or two. So that will be a really good place that you can really get some extra credit if you can really ace a really gorgeous transition right there. And then immediately back to the trot. Not a slow, gradual increase of speed for the trot, but a bam, into that trot. That's what makes you exceed. That makes you get the +3s. Okay, so the key to this is that that serpentine be uniform. Okay? They're the same arc, distance from the imaginary center line. Okay? So you would be doing, straight across from the judge, you would be starting your third arc, your second arc to the left, but your third loop, okay? Does everybody understand that? Okay, Lisa? You'll almost face me on that right there, or the judge when they're there. How's that feel? That feel like that works better for everybody? And then a circle, and then straight down, and stop and perform a 450. Okay. Walk the line in a square corner right. Extend the trot. Stop and back. An L. So you're going to trot an arc and stop with the hip at the judge. Getting your workout, girl. Okay? And you'll set up here. Okay, you take a deep breath. Several deep breaths here. Okay? And you'll do the expansion, and then you'll trot away. Extended trot away.